Wanted to kind of give you guys a few tips on pages, creating pages in Canvas. I know that when I started to create some of my pages that there was a lot of frustration. There's a lot of things that seemed like it should be intuitive and you could click a button and things just work out the way they did. And unfortunately, there were no buttons to press or it didn't work out like you wanted it to. So I want to kind of give you a few tips, 2 or 3 tips in this real short video on how to make your pages look a little bit nicer, to make it where you can do a lot more with it, a lot more easier organization. So let's get to it. In Canvas, I'm going to go into the course I've been working on. I've kind of focused on one course, and I've been looking at trying to make my pages look a little bit more like I think a website would look. And so I'm going to go in. I want to show you a few of my pages. We're going to look at my one of my pages that I put a lot of text on, but I've also put in some images, and I made it so that the text would wrap around the images, which seems like it would be natural, but in this format, it was actually quite difficult to figure out how to do that until someone told me how to do it. And so you can see here how the images fall in line with the text and they just kind of wrap around it. It looks a lot nicer than having that one line of text kind of off to the side if you've tried to do this already. And of course, I have a video embedded at the end there. So I want to go ahead and I want to show you kind of just in practice how I would do this. I'm going to import a video or an image, and then we're going to kind of see what the text does and then see what we can do in place of that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a picture right before the text. So go to images, upload an image. I have a few selected on my hard drive. And so it'll show you a preview. Just go ahead and click submit. Give it a second. Sometimes this takes more time than others. It kind of depends on how big your image is. And then it'll show it up. It'll give it to you there. Click on the image. Choose options, and this allows me to change the size. Now I like the size the way it is right now, so I'm not going to change it, but you have several options. Play around with that. If you really want it to be a lot larger or smaller than the preset options, you go into custom and you can tell it exactly how many pixels you want it to be. I think if you wanted to go all the way across the screen, that's about 10, I think it's 1078 is the size, close to it anyway. You can get close to it, but another video on that later. I'm going to go ahead and keep this as the medium size. A few things I don't like about this. Number one, the text is literally right on top of your image. And if you keep typing, right, and it keeps going to the end, and then all of a sudden you have all this space right here with no text. I really like that to kind of wrap around. So here's how you do that. Don't freak out. I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to insert some code into your HTML editor. I'm going to click this symbol. It's the way I switch to my HTML editor. Now, if you've done coding in the past, this is a piece of cake for you. This would be easy for everyone, right? Up at the top, what you have here is you have the image, and it tells you where the source is located. What I want to do is I want to add something there. I'm going to click right past where that image is, right? Just after the IMG. Right, and I'll post a Google Doc with all this code on it, so you can just simply copy, paste it right in. Here is the code that I want to type in, right? This is going to allow it to give that space, and it's going to allow. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to simply copy and paste that right in. I'm going to hit a little bit of space. So you have IMG space, and then your paste here, and then all the rest of it should be just like you had it before. Don't touch anything else. Go back, click your symbol, and voila, you have what looks a lot nicer. You kind of keep typing, and if it's the same paragraph, it'll do just like it has before. You hit enter, it gives you that new paragraph, right? You can keep going with it like that. That's really easy. That's really great. Here again, that's the code. And of course, I'll paste that in a Google Doc so you can check that out. You paste it, go down here. You're going to, right after IMG, paste that information in and simply go back and turn it off. And sometimes when you paste things, you may have to save your document before it takes place. But in this case, a lot of the times you're going to see it instantly. And then you get this kind of image versus that image with the text right on it and just one line right across the top. So that's a really easy thing to do. Now, And the other thing I wanted to talk about was maybe I want to create some organization in my page. So I'm going to go down just below the picture here, and I'm going to insert a table. This is going to give me an kind of a way to organize information. I'm going to choose maybe a 3x3 grid, so nine blocks, right? Nine cells, and I can enter text. I can enter. I can put a video. I can put images. I can put whatever I want. This gives me a way to kind of organize information, and you can make this as big or as small as you want to, right? I thought a three columns across is easy. I can always add a column, add a row, delete a column, delete a row as I'm going and getting this kind of customized to my own style. So just to kind of show you what we can do with this, I'm going to go ahead and enter or upload an image. Let's choose the wolf, the gold wolf. And we'll put this in. By the way, all these wolf images and Buford images are located on the shared drive, so you guys can check that out. Rebecca probably has already sent that link out to you. If not, she'll do it soon. Let that kind of upload, and what you can see is that you get an image in the space that you placed it in. Be sure to click the cell before you upload the image, because that's where it's going to upload it, or put in the video if you want to embed a video and things like that. Give that a second. Sometimes it takes longer than others, and it will eventually upload. And here, now it finally uploaded. So finally, I've got an image. I can go ahead and I can put other images in here. Maybe I don't want an image. Maybe I wanted an image and then I wanted text. So one of the things I can do, I can select these cells, any cells, and I can merge the cells. If you go up, select the cells you want, and go down to cell, it'll give you a couple things, right? I'm going to merge these cells. And now this is its own kind of text box that you can begin to fill in. Notice this is just like there is nothing else in the box, and you can keep typing on it. And I can do that for all the different images here. Okay, I can do them for images. I can upload anything that I want into these boxes, and you can customize them any way you want. I hope that was helpful. There's a lot of good things that kind of comes from just playing around with it. So you go ahead and try whatever you want, put it in your images. You can create any size boxes you want, and just make it personalized to your own taste, and I hope that helps.